Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today on Tundra Tactical, we're going to be telling you a little bit more about what your favorite Guntuber says about you. So stay tuned, thanks for watching, and let's start the show. The first episode of this series was honestly received a little better than expected. The biggest backlash that we got was from all the people wondering why we didn't cover the fans of Demolition Ranch. Well, guess what? Be prepared to be disappointed again because we're not talking about those guys either. I mean, come on guys, we need something to drag this garbage content out into like 3 or 4 episodes. Is Fitnfire your favorite YouTube channel? Fitnfire claims that his entire channel is dedicated to promoting freedom through strength, which sounds like a great idea, but as a diehard fan for this channel, you're still waiting for the fit part of the channel to make an appearance. In the early days, Mark shared a few tips on running and probably did a push-up or something, but he's kind of been beating the fire part of his mission statement pretty much exclusively for the last year. This is disappointing to you because you think that if you learn how to work out like Fitnfire, you might be able to get as handsome as he is in his cute little tactical vest, but unfortunately you probably have been gifted with the genetics of a cave troll. Which brings me to my next qualifying feature. You have an odd fascination with the Taurus G2C and have very strong opinions on it. Like, really strong. So strong that you've started minor conflicts in small independent nation states to prove your point whether you love it or hate it. Your simple troll brain is incapable of understanding non-binary concepts such as a pair of videos that highlight the pros and cons of a certain product. You are a single-issue voter, and all your firearms are chambered in exactly the same caliber. You only wear one color t-shirt, and you have an existential breakdown every time you find yourself in line for the Taco Bell drive-thru because their menu changes like every 47 seconds, but you're just out to get a couple of soft taco supremes. Boxers or briefs was a permanent choice for you made in your teens, and you've determined that it's not reasonable to ever consider switching for any reason whatsoever. Oh yeah, you also have an O-Light. Question number 1. Are you a big fan of Wilson Combat's YouTube channel? Question number 2. Did you even know that Wilson Combat had a YouTube channel? Do you enjoy listening to two old men droning on about the good old days while seeing how long you can stay awake as a personal challenge? Here's the thing. This channel features Ken Hackathorn, whose name essentially sounds like a fake news reporter, and Ben Wilson, who are absolute legends in the industry for both their contributions to firearms manufacturing excellence and combat marksmanship innovations. Both of these guys are also old, and old guys have certain traits about them. You watch this channel because you are a disciple of the old ways of the Wonder 9 and the 1911, and there are no greater prophets for this religion than these two guys. Making it through one of their tabletop videos is an impressive feat, but I have a tip. Instead of actually paying attention to the content, try to count how many times Ben nods off to sleep for a quick second while Ken bulldozes his friend by dominating the conversation and talking for 9 minutes straight of an 11-minute video. If you don't struggle to remain conscious during one of these videos, you are officially a dusty old fart yourself. You eat a lot of oatmeal. You prefer pudding to jello. Your alarm clock is built into your bladder. You have a keen knowledge of your prostate health at any given time. You don't brush your teeth, but you do put them into a glass next to your bed every night. You carry a 1911 in a leather outside the waistband holster, and you can't stand Hickok 45's channel because he's too noisy and fast-paced for your taste. Speaking of Hickok 45, his fans are up next. There is a humongous audience for this channel, and nearly all GunTube fans can recall John shooting their favorite gun in his backyard range for half an hour. This man has managed to warp time and space somehow, probably with help from his friends and colleagues in education, to allow himself to review every firearm in production and still allow time for reloading. You're certain to double over laughing so hard that you nearly fall out of your chair when John drops his 2 mandatory jokes per video, and then of course lets you know they were jokes by saying, "I'm just kidding, of course." You're the type of person that looks to John to help validate your choice of the next gun you plan on buying, and also look to John to cure your buyer's remorse after you went out and got your last handgun that wasn't quite as good as you expected. I have a sneaking suspicion that Hickok is incapable of presenting a firearm without pointing out multiple positive points about it while just glossing over the flaws, much in the obverse of how we only tend to find the negative traits in pretty much everything. You shop at Bud's Gun Shop whenever possible. You carry a Glock. You're at a total loss when your wife loses her mind when you cut down her lilac bushes to install some steel plates. You believed him when he said nice things about the Hi-Point C9. You dare not speak out against anything John says because you know that the man operating the camera is more closely related to a Wendigo than a human being. And that is terrifying. In all fairness, it's hard to make fun of the people who like this channel because he did once comment on one of our videos, and I'd be lying if I didn't say that 2 squirts of pee didn't come out. Seriously, don't hate us, John, about the Wendigo comment. We'll feed you anything you want. Hey, would you look at that? I've got some actual information for you guys. TFBTV fans also exist. The Firearms Blog is a channel that uses a team of crack journalists and James Reeves, along with amateur videographers to cover a wide range of topics. This channel has a little something for everyone. There are gun reviews, historic gun talk, BuzzFeed-esque lists, training tips, and videos where James Reeves is just running around in short shorts and tight polos. And let's be honest, that is pretty much the main reason we watch TFBTV. People who prefer this channel over others are definitely Walmart shoppers because they like to get everything they need from one place and appreciate how they don't need to get all dressed up in something fancy to go shopping like when you have to go to Target. You've determined that if they don't have it at Walmart, you don't need it. You appreciate muscular thighs for some reason. Your favorite thing about film adaptations of books is that there's no reading involved. You drink a Monster energy drink before you go to the range. You appreciate a great head of hair. You've never left your hometown. You really want a Swiss K31, but have never actually tried to find one. And you aren't quite sure what it is about seeing a vein pop out on a flexed bicep that you find so appealing, but you don't plan on talking about it anytime soon in public. Forgotten Weapons features the one, the only Ian McCollum, aka Gun Jesus, and Sabaton music video cameo extraordinaire. He can usually be seen sitting at a table talking about historic firearms with a depth of knowledge so great that your puny mortal brain would immediately liquefy and spill out under the couch pillows if you attempted to download any fraction of information cataloged in his thinking parts. The man has written books helping to preserve the history of weapons that changed the course of the world, as well as weapons that have taught manufacturers hard lessons about errors in innovation. Interestingly enough, my writer has also written a book, but it's somewhat less refined or even useful. If this is your favorite YouTube channel, you probably have a Browning High Power in your EDC lineup. You've been shopping for a genuine, authentic German Luger for several years. You know more about the origins of the grease gun than your own family tree. You'll correct people on internet forums when they make a mistake about the smallest detail on a firearm. You've heard about Glock, but prefer the BTJ Derringer for your EDC. You think AR-15s are cool, but your rifle of choice is based on the Sturmgewehr. You take your coffee black and prefer your tea in the harbor. You really want to grow some variation of a Fu Manchu, but you aren't really sure if you can pull it off yet. You're definitely planning a trip to Arizona for religious purposes and wonder how many disciples Gun Jesus would have and if he's recruiting. So that about wraps it up for What Your Guntuber Says About You Episode 2. If you dislike this video, then you're probably wondering when we're going to actually show a gun on our channel again. But if you like the video, make sure to smash that thumbs up button and share it around with your friends. Consider subscribing to the channel and checking out our Patreon page to stay up to date on current and future content. And if you haven't done so already, head on over into the link in the description below to tpublic.com/user/Tundra Tactical to pick up one of the sweet new Tundra Tactical t-shirts. Thanks for watching, guys, and you can now find us on Instagram at Tundra Tactical MN.